Just be comfortable. Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, everybody. How are you? I hope all is well. As you can see tonight, my partner Mark is not here tonight, so we have this beautiful lady here for a second time in a row, filling in for Mark. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Tiana. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
So we're going to start off the show tonight, speaking a little bit on breast cancer awareness, particularly because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we decided to wear pink in honor of breast cancer awareness. I guess we're going to just start. We can either just start talking about how breast cancer affects our lives. We have a little bit of statistics that we can read to you guys, and just a little bit of information on what we know of and how it relates to us.
Okay, so you want me to start off?
Yeah.
Okay, I just have a few, points here about breast cancer. About 1 in 8 U.S. women will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime, which means that it would pretty much touch someone, our
that
lives,
we know,
our family,
somebody, a cousin,
friends.
sister, somebody,
Exactly.
aunt.
And in 2016, an estimated 246,600, we don't have to get exact.
Right. Technical, too technical.
New cases of invasive breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in women in the U.S., along with 61,000 new cases of non-invasive breast cancer.
And
that's a lot.
That's scary. And it just leads me to believe or wonder, what is it that we're eating? What is it in our environments that gives such high numbers in breast cancer?
I think it's a combination of things. With birth control, you have to really read the labels of side effects. And sometimes the side effects can be, lumps in your breast or some forms of cancer. And I stay up late some nights. And, when you watch it and you see the number of birth controls that have lawsuits and some of the causes are cancer, and you like, oh my God. And, they put a lot of hormones.
Not even just that. Just think about the food we've
yes,
eating.
The hormones, the level of hormones in the food.
Things that they've been injecting in cows and chickens and all the processed foods that we eat. I just think, to me, honestly, I think our diet plays a major role in whether or not we develop cancer. Also, being whether or not we're supposed to be predispositioned to already have a genetic trait of having cancer in your system.
Yeah.
So I found this pretty interesting. That first of all, I didn't even really know what the exact definition of cancer was. I just knew that it was a disease. You know what I mean? I just didn't know exactly what cancer is. So I just want to read exactly what cancer is.
Okay.
Cancer is a group of diseases that cause cells in the body to change and grow out of control. I didn't know that. Most types of cancer cells eventually form a lump or mass called a tumor and are named after the part of the body where the tumor originates. So I guess wherever the tumor pops up in your body, it could be stomach cancer, it could be breast cancer, brain cancer. So that's pretty much how they determine what the cancer is, which I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I also found it interesting, not that I'm surprised, that Black women have higher rates of cancer than white women, of course.
Why do you think that's the case?
Diet, lack of being able to eat healthier foods. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times the Black community, we are in communities where healthy foods are not readily available. So we're eating a lot of processed foods. You know what I mean? Like one particular neighborhood in DC I was working in, and they had one grocery store, and everything else was these little pockets of corner stores.
Do you believe that they put the worst kinds of food in those type of neighborhoods?
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Yeah, they give the healthier food, and that's why now a lot of us are getting hip. And we're going over to their grocery stores to shop.
Driving over to the Harris Teeters and the Wegmans.
Old food.
To get us some fresh.
Exactly.
To get us some fresh
shop here, we know the food is good.
All right. But we also have the people have to demand it too. You know what I mean? We have to demand that we stop allowing these corner stores and these popping up in our corners feeding this garbage.
Exactly.
So I can say that I've had breast cancer affect me directly. Okay. I've actually had 2 aunts that both had breast cancer. Mm-hmm. I lost an aunt a few years ago, and I actually have an aunt that is actually in remission of breast cancer. Good. So I give a shout out to my aunt Debbie. Yes. She actually got through the cancer. It was hard. It was hard. I can honestly say it was hard for me to really talk to her about it because she's like one of my favorite people. I'm very close to her. So it was one of those things you couldn't really talk about it without crying. Yeah. You know what I mean? So breast cancer is just one of those things. So ladies, please get your boobies checked. Okay, go get your mammograms. And they're saying that we should get our breast cancer checkups much earlier than before. You know, back in the day, they were saying, 45, 50?
I think they require you to do it when you have a history, like a family history. Okay. Because, you know, I got one. And then I went back to try to get it like every year. And it was like, well, if you really don't have a family history of breast cancer, then you know, you don't have to. I think they require like after 40. Okay. But you can do like, you know, for people who are less endowed, we can do a self-check.
Right. You know what's weird? I actually read in here that they are no longer telling women to do self-examinations.
Why?
I was a little surprised by that. I guess because I'm assuming they don't want women to be self-diagnosing themselves.
I mean, it's not a self-diagnosis. It's just like if you feel a lump, you're not going to say, oh my God, it's breast cancer, but you're going to want to go and see, you know, what the lump is. Mm-hmm. So I think that they should still, you know, check. And they said it's best to do it when you're in the shower. Right. Or laying back on the bed, you know.
So how was your experience with the mammogram? I heard it's very, very painful.
Well, again, because I don't have as much as you, that little machine didn't do anything for these little boobies. Right. Like, I was fine, honey. But for you, just to have like, it's like a machine, and you got to put your breast in it, and it's smashed. Yeah, and they take pictures, but it's not bad. Okay, it's not really that bad. Okay. You'll be fine. Okay.
All right. So I got a few more years before I hope, I have to get one.
You're good.
So we're gonna move on past that and talk about some things.
Some stuff. Let's get it popping.
We're gonna go ahead and move on. And so right now, everybody's tweeting, everybody's texting and talking about Miss Mary J. Blige and her divorce that's about to happen. Okay. First, let me say I'm a big fan of Mary J. Blige. I've been a fan of her since I was 10 years old. Okay. That's how long she's been around. Okay. So I guess to let all of you know, I guess for those who hasn't heard of the story, she actually just filed for divorce. Mm-hmm. And her husband, Kendu Isaac, is, I guess he's contesting the prenup.
Oh, it was a prenup in place?
There's an actual prenup in place. Oh, wow.
Yes. I didn't know.
Yes, and he's trying to, I guess, get more money than what was initially put into the prenup.
Oh,
okay. So Mr. Kendu is now requesting for Miss Mary J. Blige to pay him $129,000 a month for temporary spousal support. Under the pretext of needing to continue the lavish lifestyle he's become accustomed to during the 12 years of their marriage. Now, let me say this. I'm used to hearing that for women, but I've never heard a man say that, well, I need you to continue to pay me so I can keep up the lifestyle.
But you know why they're doing it. You know, because we do it.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, and then she's the breadwinner.
Definitely the breadwinner.
He did get accustomed to this lifestyle, but I do believe that sometimes because we fight so hard with men on being equal and
Mm-hmm.
all of these things. So right now they're showing us equality at its finest.
That's exactly what it is.
They are showing it.
And it's so funny because I had made a post earlier today and I said that women, women 40 years ago fought for gender equality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, did women expect it to turn out to be this way?
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not, because they play that card every time. But he's a man. Okay, but the same thing that you're entitled to, he's entitled to when he marries someone who's the breadwinner. Because you have a lot of women, I think, even Jill Scott had an article a month ago, saying that, women now are the breadwinners in the relationship. And she went on to a show announcing, I want to thank my husband for ironing my clothes and getting me ready for this show. And, and she felt really good about it. But see, the flip side and what we don't get is there can be a flip side. We hoping for forever. But if that doesn't work, that same man that you praising for ironing your clothes gonna want half of your money.
But does he deserve it?
Does she deserve it? Like when we were at a lot of the women that they marry, because a lot of them marry what they call them now, video models.
Right.
They marry video models who don't have a career, that pop out 2 and 3 babies. So, what have they done so great to deserve half of a man's salary?
So do you think that marriage for any amount of years entitles a person to a lifetime of freeloading? You know what I mean?
Me personally,
be it man or woman.
I don't think it should be that way. The only reason why it's funny and I'm going along because this is what we fought for. Like, right. This is what we wanted. Mm-hmm. So, hey, sometimes you got to be careful what you ask for.
That's true.
But heck no.
That's true.
Like, nobody should not be, like, if you come into a relationship and I'm taking care of you and the relationship is good. Now, if we part respectively, I probably give you a nice little settlement. But for you to be coming up in here talking about, I stayed up late nights while you got ready for the show. And
speaking of nice little settlement, she actually did. It's rumored that Mary had already given him $85,000 just because.
He's greedy.
And it says, but Kendu argues it was because she knows that their prenup is bogus since he signed it without a lawyer present. that's exactly what he said. Because he didn't have a lawyer present, the prenup should be null and void.
Yeah, that's what scares me. Because
scared you had to get married?
Yes, because you know why?
Because take all your shit.
You can take. You know what? You can take all my shit. Look. Because if I had money, like Mary has money, because Mary has never made an album without a hit.
Right.
Like, she's the bomb. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so sorry that it didn't work out for her. You know what I mean? Because she doesn't have children, and she probably thought this relationship was going to be forever.
And we were so happy, and
yes.
It was like she finally got married.
She took that little bounce out of because Mary
did it. You know what I mean? We got tired of all the sad songs.
But honey, them songs was the bomb.
And oh my God, I can't wait for her next album.
Can you imagine this one is going to be vicious.
This is going to be a good one.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good
one.
Are
you going to the concert? Her and Maxwell?
I've seen her once with her and D'Angelo. Okay. And that was a good show.
That was a good show.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm
gonna pass. I think I'm gonna go see because Maxwell is my boo.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
No, he's a little suspect to me.
You think he's suspect?
I think so.
Okay. Well, he can be suspect else. He just fine. What you think about Eric Benet? I like him cute like that.
Oh, you like pretty boys.
I like cuties, honey. Lorenz Tate. I like cuties. Definitely.
I like my guys to be a little rough and dry.
Show me a little rough and dry.
You know what I mean? I want them to look like they just worked in the dirt.
They gotta put lotion on, right?
I mean, they gotta be lotion, but I like my guys to be
okay.
simple.
Give me an example.
An example.
What's a guy in the industry that's rough and dry that you like?
Let me see. Dang, I can't even think of anybody offhand.
There ain't too many guys out here that's
It's
looking.
not really.
You like Rick Ross?
No, you know what? I just started to look at big boys.
Okay.
I've never been a fan of the big boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always liked them tall and lean.
Okay. How tall?
At least 6 foot.
Wow.
At least 6 feet.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. How tall are you?
5'7".
Okay. Well, that's perfect.
So yeah,
that's good.
I need a little bit of height.
Yeah.
And, but I said, like I said once before, I'm getting old, so my standards.
You might have to scale back a little bit.
Change just a little bit.
I'm still waiting before the show is out for that rough and dry.
One of the things he also said that what was interesting to me, because Kendall was also her manager before they got married.
Okay.
So he's saying that he's going to be losing that income because she fired him as her manager.
Well, didn't he manage other artists?
That was my question.
Yeah.
Should he just go out and find some more people to represent?
Was he really a manager? Because we can Google him, and I'm sure he hasn't had any other artists. Tamar, her husband, is a manager, but he had other groups.
I agree.
So, I mean, I don't really know. What's this? Kendu
Isaac.
Kendu. She got the whole name. I'm not sure, because I'm thinking that if you are a manager, then you should have had other sources of income. And why did you solely depend on Mary's income? It kind of makes you feel like what were you really in it for?
But women do it all the time, though.
I mean, yeah, we do.
You know what I mean? I think that's the big question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you have these gender roles that have changed so much, and we fought for equality and all that type of stuff.
So now we the breadwinners, and we got to take it.
We fought to be the breadwinners.
Mm-hmm.
Now we fought to be the breadwinners. Now we turning sugar mamas.
Well, ask me my status. Ask me my status.
What's your status?
Single. Keeping my look well.
So do you think it's emasculating to be supported totally by a woman? You think it's emasculating for a man?
I think a man can only answer that. Mm-hmm. It's just, everybody has an idea of what a man is to them.
Right.
And what a man is to me is a provider. It really doesn't, I'm not looking at how much so much as to him just having the qualities of someone who works hard, that has that hustle type of mentality and that strong will. And see, a strong-minded man, I don't think he's comfortable with a woman taking care of him.
Right.
So he will never feel that way. But, a man that feels entitled, or he feels like a woman is supposed to do certain things. Yeah.
And I think that's the problem I have with this situation. It seems like he feels entitled to have a portion of her money, even though he signed the prenup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost, and it was funny because he was saying that the prenup was bogus because there was no attorney present, but you're a manager.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You would think you would know these things. You know what I mean? You're negotiating deals for Mary J. Blige. You've been in the presence of other attorneys before. So all of a sudden now, but the prenup be bogus just because you didn't have an attorney present.
I just hope she doesn't marry again. And if she does marry someone financially on her level.
You don't think she should marry again?
I mean, somebody on her level, if she doesn't want to keep, like Halle Berry, like she has to pay alimony twice, I think. If her and this last guy, they don't work it out.
I think they worked it out.
Okay, well, that's a good thing, because if not, she was going to get hit twice.
That's right.
So my thing is,
the white guy got her, right? She wanted that baby.
Okay, she wanted that baby, and she paying for it. Mm-hmm. And he said the same thing, his cleaners bill. I'm just laughing at the things that they put. Like, I don't know if this is true, but Mary's husband had $5,000 for the kids. His kids, because she doesn't have any children. $5,000 for his mom, like money, because I think
you actually read that somewhere. Like he listed
this was supposed to be the list of the things he needed,
which
to break down to yes, and it was crazy because he said 1,000. I'm crazy because he said it's crazy because he said 21,000 for charitable donations, but then $1,000 for shopping. I'm like, what?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it was crazy.
A woman
$5,000 for groceries.
That for him.
Yeah, $5,000 for groceries. He gonna eat $5,000 worth of groceries a month.
They going to Whole Foods. They shopping at Whole Foods for their food. That's exactly what they're doing.
So I just really feel, well, better do like Oprah. That's my girl.
She never married.
Oprah gonna keep her boo bunned up.
But you know what? I'm pretty sure she has supported.
She supports him, but she does it on her terms.
That's true.
You know what I mean? She does it on her terms because that's her money. I don't see Stedman nowhere in the credits when those movies, you know, are rolling. So he got his place and he's comfortable, I'm sure.
So I had wrote down or typed up the definition of what alimony was. And I'm big on knowing exactly what things mean. And I know alimony, it varies from state to state. Mm-hmm. So it's saying that alimony basically is just another word for spousal maintenance. That's basically what it is. And if you look at it like that, then that's exactly what Ken do.
So can I ask you something? I'm curious. Let's say for instance, we work and we married a guy and he works and he makes maybe $20,000. So we're gonna just go, and I wonder how much spousal support we would get if we divorced.
You probably wouldn't get any. You probably
so this
for $20,000. First of all, people with our incomes, I don't believe are signing prenups. To be honest with you, unless people with prenups, they have true investments. They own land, they own property.
People need to be very careful and mindful when they marry, because you're supposed to marry to be there forever. But then if you're marrying somebody that's suspect, you know what I mean? And they, you know, this is a manager, like you say, he takes care of all of your legal contracts and things. So he knew the day of the prenup that a lawyer should have been there. So it just makes you wonder, you know, what's really going on? You know, I'm always thinking, like,
thinking outside the box.
I'm always thinking.
So in this definition of alimony, it is stated, traditionally, alimony was paid by a husband to his former wife, but since the 1970s, there have been more moves in many countries towards gender equality, with a corresponding recognition that a former husband may also be entitled to alimony from his former wife. There you go.
Equal rights.
That's exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Exactly.
You have to blame feminism for this.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to.
Exactly.
Because this has been going on since the 70s.
I can do what a man did. Why can't we do the same
now
thing?
We taking care of them.
Now we taking care of them. I mean, they taking care of because I didn't ask for all the rights. I don't know if I was born with they
my grandmamas and stuff.
Okay. They should have been specific. That's why they say you have to ask and be specific about what you want. So when they did all of this protesting for equality, they should have kind of put some specifics out there, you know, because at the end of the day, if you work just as hard as a man and make just as much money, and this man,
but didn't they though? Didn't they basically were fighting for equal pay?
Oh,
now we got equal pay.
Yeah.
And now we're paying out.
And you know, we really getting ready to pay hard because they're trying to get a woman president in there. So,
oh, you think so?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh men. Oh yes. We gotta really be.
My God! Can you imagine how they're gonna act when she becomes? Oh, y'all could be president. Y'all can pay your own bills. Y'all don't need us now.
No, honey. That's what I'm getting ready to put on my Leave It to Beaver, and I'm getting ready to go back.
You funny?
Girl, you gotta have a man. Like true. I mean, we gotta stop faking all this. I don't need a man.
I've never said
nobody wants to be alone.
I've never said that.
I don't want nobody that I'm be taking care of, giving them spousal support. But
if it's supposed to be about love, then you wouldn't mind taking care of your man. You shouldn't mind taking care of your man. Huh? That's what they say.
I mean, if I had the money, I'm not taking care. But
if you had the money,
but this is the
what
thing.
Kind of money would you need in order to take
care
of a man?
It's all in the individual. Okay. Like I have girlfriends that have that mentality, and I never judge them and look at, you know, because they're happy. So it works for them, but it may not work for me because my idea of what a man is. But say, for instance, if I'm with my husband and he got sick or something and I had to take care of him, of course I would. Like there's guidelines. Like I'm not just going to allow you to come into a relationship and just live off of me and not do anything, you know. So no, I'm not going to do that. But if the time, you know, comes and my husband, I know he held it down, and for whatever reason he can't, I'm gonna hold him down. But no, I'm not picking you up broke. And you ain't got no expectation. You could be a starving artist,
right?
But
right.
I'm gonna give you 6 months to
I
a
think
year.
it's a little dangerous. I think it's a little
Yeah.
dangerous when women make more money than their husbands, and the reason why I say dangerous is because women were already a little forceful, a little mouthy sometimes. You know what I mean? And I think that we could probably allow that to kind of go to our heads and control everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think women would be quick to say, "Well, my money paid for that," or "If you don't like it, you can get out." Or
I've seen
this
so
is
many
my
married
house.
women. Oh, I'm running this, and you know he does what I say, and so I was like, your man is not here. So you're saying this in front of me, but if you said this in front of him, I would lose respect for not him, but for her.
Right.
Because even if you are the breadwinner, or he may just be a little passive to you because he loves you, then I think that's really something that should be between you and him. Like, you're never supposed to make your man like you punking him. And I think a lot of women get off on that control and, you know, running things. And, you know, that's not I'm big on respect. As long as he respects me, I'm going to respect him. Even if I'm making more money, nobody's going to know that but him and I. Like, I'm not going to make him feel less than.
But see, there's a difference between making more money and just making money, period. You know what I mean? I can do the more money.
Yeah.
I just can't do the no money at all.
There you go. Exactly.
And I think there's a difference.
It's a big difference. I think there's no money at all.
Yeah. That's the difference. I don't. Yeah. And for me, I guess maybe if I had kids or something and he stayed at home watching the kids, maybe a stay at home dad.
I don't think. Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
everything is so. It's a lot.
Things are different now.
Things are, the roles are really reversing, and I'm really not comfortable with that. It would have to be he lost his job. You know, they had cutbacks at the job, or you know, he got sick or something. There would have to be a reason for you to be staying at home, Dad.
Well, I remember seeing a segment on the news. It was a few months ago, and I guess when you have a couple, and the woman's job, she's making more money in her job. Her job can kind of send her a little further, as opposed to the man. He's not making as much money. So he decided, because his money really isn't contributing to the household, that it'll probably be cheaper for him to stay at home and versus paying for daycare. He stay at home and take care of the children. I see that a lot. And I see that a lot. I've been seeing that a lot lately.
Okay. I mean,
you said no, not for you.
For every situation, you know, if it's a person to fit every situation. And if that works, by all means, that it works for you.
Right.
But everything doesn't work for everybody. And I'm not saying that, you know, I don't have a problem taking care of people that I love, but it's just something about taking care of a grown man.
Right.
You know,
but are you taking care of him though? I mean, you're paying for the expenses, but is that considered?
I mean, I think you're supposed to take care of your man in a sense, and I feel like there should be some type of work. But again, like I said, if he can't find a job or he's down at the moment and he's having a bad spell, I can understand that. But there's some men, just like there's some women out there, because I don't want to generalize, that just looking for someone to take care of them.
Yes.
And you have to be careful of that. Some people are really just looking for that savior, for that woman to come along and, you know, she got it going on and he thinking that all he has to do is tell her, you know, he wants to be taken care of. And just like there's some women out here that are looking to be taken care of. So you have to be careful of those people. So no, I don't.
You know, he said it ain't for you.
You have to. You just. I don't know. I will never say never.
Right.
And I'm not gonna. I'm just saying.
Because he might be your knight in shining armor. You just gotta.
He gonna have an armor. He ain't got no job.
You gotta buy for him.
I gotta buy the armor and a horse. Whew.
You might have to build a man. I'm just joking. That's so disrespectful. I'm just joking. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Oh, good.
That was a joke. What else? I guess that's about it. I guess that's all really my I was wondering, did women consider, right, I said that, did they consider this back then? And apparently they didn't. So Darnell, if we could go to a commercial, please, and we are going to come back. And when we come back, you guys, we are going to be talking about Miss Michel'le and her movie Surviving Compton. I didn't see it. I missed it.
I saw it.
So I got a couple questions, and I'm gonna pick Miss Monica's brain when we come back. Hello, guys. We are back, and before we left, I told you guys that I wanted to talk a little about Miss Michel'le and her movie. Let me say, before we get into the movie, I'm actually happy to see her have a comeback. You know what I mean? She had the reality show, which they canceled. I watched a couple of episodes, but once they started doing all that bickering and fighting and all that type of stuff, I stopped watching it. So I can't really, I'll be honest with you, I don't watch reality TV, period.
Yeah, I don't.
But I tried to support it, but once they started bickering, I couldn't watch it anymore. So I'm happy to actually see her have a comeback. You know what I mean? I'm happy to see her reinvent herself, even though it is her reinventing herself is off of her struggle 20 years ago. You know what I mean? That's kind of unfair, but everybody has a story, and I think she deserves for her story to be told.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Dre told his story, NWA told his story, and she has her story as well. She was a part of that life, and I think I'm glad that Lifetime reached out to her and allowed her own platform to tell her story.
Yeah, because they blacked her out of the movie. Like, you don't.
I haven't seen that either.
You didn't?
I didn't see that either.
She wasn't in the movie at all. Like, it wasn't even a mention, of her. So I guess what really motivated her to do it was because, she was a part of that label, and
everybody knows that she was a part of that label.
Everybody knows, but it's that one part of the movie. You're like, well, where's Michel'le? Like, she wasn't a part of it. So I think, she told her story because she wanted people to see it from her perspective. And what person has not made some of their best movies or music from pain?
That's true.
That's where a lot of stories come from, people's pain. And, a lot of people like, well, why is she speaking out now? Because most people who have been abused, they don't speak out during the abuse.
That's true. They speak out once they've been healed.
They speak out once they've been healed and they're comfortable. And once they speak out, it's like a healing. That's like they're healing, and she feels free and she's comfortable. Okay, I saw the movie. And
how was the movie? Did you think?
The movie, I liked it. It made me respect her in a way because.
So it wasn't corny. It was good acting.
It wasn't really corny because it was like real.
Okay.
If the only way you can understand her story is if you can understand or come from where she's from.
Okay.
And, Michel'le was basically looking for a savior. Like, she was in the hood of Compton, and, her grandmother or whoever this was, her mother was being beat, by her boyfriend. And her grandmother was like, sometimes that's what men do. So basically telling her like that was kind of normal. So when she got into that situation, she felt like it was some form of love. That's why we have to be careful and mindful of the advice and the things that we tell our children, because, I'm not saying that a man that hits you don't love you. I don't know.
That's what grandmothers dealt with back then, though. You know what I mean? So it was a way of life for them.
It was. And then, but it was like
not my grandmother, but
not mine either.
Some grandmamas, but not mine.
But the way, I don't know how, but if the way he was beating her in that movie, if he was beating her like that in real life, like, and it's not like she was a punk. Because when the groupies would come around that was in the movie, like she was fighting. So it's like, okay, she will fight these girls tooth and nail. Like, I mean, go to war. But she can't even pick up a lamp and bust him in his head. So you think that, but then you look at the fact that she loved him. You know, of course, he's more stronger, you know, and how we are with men that we love. So, you know, like I said, I didn't look at her like she was stupid, and I thought I would. Okay. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes you be like, she's stupid. I ain't let no man hit. But like I said, she was sweet. She was naive.
It's hard to, she did say that. I actually watched her interview with her, and she said she was very naive. But it's kind of hard to call her stupid when this is what she was taught.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yes. It wasn't that she was just hanging around because she wanted the money. She actually was taught this, so she didn't know any other way.
No, but then I don't know if you've heard of this rapper that was with, I'm trying to think, that group Snoop Dogg came out with the Dog Pound.
I think it was Daz or Correct.
Daz. It was Daz. And he called her label, like he
called her what?
Label pussy or something.
Really?
Yes, he called her, saying that she's the reason why Death Row, you know, was destroyed. And this was after the Lifetime
She's the
movie.
reason why.
Yes.
Not Suge Knight.
Not Suge Knight. Like, he called her, and I'm saying to myself, he was like, no, and he didn't really beat her. And my thing is, you know, boys gonna be boys. You know, you feel I think
he beat her.
I think
everybody
he beat her
knows.
Because you remember this, you might be too young, but her name was Dee Barnes.
Dee Barnes. I remember Dee Barnes.
She was on, like, after the movie went off, they had, you know, they do the follow-up of the making of the movie. And Dee Barnes talked, and she said, I don't know, she said something on a show that he wanted her to take back. And they said he beat her like there was no tomorrow. So my thing of it is, if he beat her...
Well, he beat her because he couldn't beat Ice Cube. That's what the situation at that time was. That was Ice Cube and Dre was beefing at that time, and I guess she asked Dre the wrong question or made the wrong statement, and he beat her for that reason.
Yeah, but if you can beat a female for that reason, then you're capable of beating Michelle A. So why wasn't it that, you know, a lot of people didn't believe that she was being beat? And you know,
my biggest question is the problem that I'm having with the people you have in your surrounding is that you have a group of men who are all aware that this tiny woman is being beat. At what point do you step to your brother, your man, your homie, your friend, and say, hey, don't do that, stop it?
You know what I mean? The question that I asked so many times.
I don't see a lot of
because they've been taught to, like, mind your business, don't get involved. They'll be back together next week, and you and him, you know, y'all will have some type of beef.
But they may be back together next week.
Yeah, but should you take a stand as a man if you see that this man is brutally beaten on a woman? It's just respect.
Especially if you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if you know you're the type of man that would never hit your woman, but you can watch your man or your homie beat his. Like, I just that part I just don't understand.
I had an experience when I was like, I think I had to be 17. And my girlfriend, I went with her to see her boyfriend. And they had got into an argument that became physical. And he was just like slamming her on the car and, you know, all of that. So I jumped in to help her. And he slammed me on the car too.
And the
guys just stood out there and they, you know, watched. So we went back to her house and, you know, they were back lovey-dovey. And I wasn't really mad at her or whatever. I was kind of mad because I helped you. I jumped in to help you. But when he jumped on me, you didn't help me. So he came in the kitchen, like, you know, fix him something to eat. And so he was talking to us like real crazy. So we had a pot of water on the stove, like boiling, cooking spaghetti. And he just kept on. So I just took the pot and I just threw it on him.
Are you serious?
I sure did.
You threw boiling hot water on somebody?
And I got the broom to back me up because it irritated me. Like, you can deal with this brother, you know, hitting on you and talking crazy. And then you in here like Alice or something or whatever, I don't know, cooking, and he talking trash.
Damn.
I blacked out. I blacked out, and from that time on, when he saw me, he just kept calling. He told me she quiet, but she crazy. But I wasn't crazy. It's just that it was just something in me that just was like, okay, why are you hitting? And then after, I was like, I'm not. Next time he could beat you down to the streets, girl, and I'm not jumping.
I've been there in my younger days.
So I can understand how guys feel. Like I get in and I beat this dude up. And then next thing you in his face smiling, and we still got this beef. So I think a lot of people.
I've been a friend where she's she's fighting her boyfriend, and you step in and then you jump in and you argue with him and all those things, and then you go to court. You're sitting there as a witness, so you put a protective order out against him, and then the next week you right back with him. And I've been that friend as well. It's hard being that friend. That's what's weird to me with men who stand by and watch it, because as a girlfriend, it's hard watching my girlfriend fight her man or get beat up. So you would think as a man it would be hard watching another man beat on a woman. You know what I mean? But some kind of way men can find that disconnect.
But you have some women that beat on men now. You have some men that are being abused.
You know what?
No, don't take it lightly. You have some men who are getting their ass beat because you have some guys that were raised by mothers who told them don't put their hand on a woman. And they won't hit the woman back, when she hits them. And so you have some men out here that are being abused.
But see, that's dangerous.
That's very
being
dangerous.
An abusive woman, because first of all, I've never fought a man ever.
Really?
Never.
Wow.
Never had to.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm serious. You said, wow. I'm serious. I've never had to. And first of all, I've never actually put myself in a situation where I had to fight a man. I've never even dated a man. I take that back. I dated one guy who balled his fist up at me. I was with him for a few years. And I quickly told him that I don't have any problems with calling Upper Marlboro. I'm telling where I live, but PG County. And he quickly left the situation because he did not want to go to jail. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to be one of those situations where I'm sitting here fighting you and just to take you back the next day. Because I know me, if I fight you once, it's a wrap. Yeah. There is no coming back from that. You know what I mean? To me, when you fight a man, for me, I think that's a point of no return.
I think when you fight a man or even a female that you may have been friends with, there's a point of no return.
I agree.
Anybody that I have to go that far with, I don't want you in my life. Like, trust is gone. If we got to go toe to toe fighting, then we don't need to be together.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think that I've ever, when you're younger, I've kind of put my hands.
I agree. We're a little feisty.
Yeah, you're a little feisty. And I was a little feisty, but I was always big on respect. I don't know, from a little girl, there was something in me that certain things that people would do would just, like, I couldn't stand for a man to put his hands in my face because I know what they do with their hands. You know what I mean?
That's
hands to the
hilarious. That's funny.
They
you crazy.
Always keep talking about, when it's cold, I gotta keep my hands warm. Okay, well, don't put those stinky hands in my face.
You funny.
But and I had this girlfriend, she was probably, like your size or whatever, and I was always little, but always starting something. So the guy put his hands in my face, and he kept doing it. He doing it. I just backhand him, and I hit first.
So you're a fighter. You were.
I was, and I think I can still be, but I'm really not a person that I don't like to fight. Like, I don't prefer. I'm not gonna sit around and say, but for my children and for like a worthy cause, I would get down with you, but I'm not. Just to be, but I just, like, back then I didn't have brothers. I come from a family of a lot of women. So, most of the women are the fighters.
Right.
So there were just certain things that just used to, and I was like, why does he keep playing? And, boys, when they like you,
they play too much.
So I didn't really do anything. I just smacked them, like, really hard. And he said he was going to get all these people to beat me up. You know, they back then they were always gonna get. I'm gonna get my sister.
Back then they do that now.
Really?
Yeah,
really
they do that now.
Not
grown
not
men
at
do
this,
that now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they do that now.
That's crazy. We too grown for that.
Apparently not. You know, a lot of people that are supposed to be grown aren't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that just because you have a penis, that don't make you a man, and just because you have a vagina, that don't make you a woman.
You know what I found? Social media has allowed people to be bullies. It's a lot of immaturity, you know, even with people my age that you know, and it's like you can't have a decent conversation without it getting blown up and somebody's name calling, you know, and I just think that it's a very good tool for communication, but I think it's actually bad to a degree too, because you have some guys. I've seen more guys on there arguing and posting more than I see women. And I'm sitting here because, again, my idea of what a man should be doing a certain time of the day or how he should be conducting himself on the social media is totally different from these guys. Like when I see a guy post something, he said, feeling emotional. What? Look at my face.
So let me ask you that. So so there was a point where women wanted men to be more emotional or to connect to their feelings.
With me, you and I, one-on-one in a bed. I don't need you on social media being no goddamn punk. Excuse my French. You know what I mean? What are you feeling emotional about?
But I don't think that man, I don't think he sees that as being a punk. He's expressing
the stuff that the things that the men are saying. I'm telling you, in some of these situations, the roles are reversing in a bad way. You know what I mean? You got the girls being the hard ass and the boys on there. And my thing is, okay, you can be emotional and you can share all of these feelings, but when your woman come in and she asks you as simple as, where is this going? Or how do you feel about me? Oh man, I ain't trying to get into that. But then you'll get on there just to get some attention or to pull some chick.
That is a good
You know
point.
what I mean? Or pull some chick, try to make it seem like you missed a sensitivity.
That's a good
You know,
point.
a lot of this is just to pull in. It's like a
game.
Yeah, it's a game. You know, and I'm looking at it like, I don't know who's falling for this lane.
But there are women who fall for it, though.
Of course. And then and women's sites, when they get the inbox hit, like, you know, everybody, he all up in my inbox. I mean, what does that mean? Because I'm really out of touch. I think when people in my inbox say, hey, how you doing? I had some guy the other day said, I would like to, he didn't like 5 of my pictures. Okay. So then he hits my inbox and say, yeah, I would like for us to talk sometime. I ain't respond. Because I looked at his pictures and was like, I don't want to talk to him.
But did he not do it the right way, though?
Yeah, but I didn't. I looked at his pictures and I just wasn't interested. Okay. I mean, I get bored, and when I get bored, that's when I get on social media. But I'm not bored enough to waste somebody's time and allow them to waste mine.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I don't play with people. You know, we have a lot of crazy people out here now. You know, they just crazy, especially on social media. So I don't have the time for the arguing. You know, the bickering. You know, and I don't.
Do you find that, I mean, since we didn't transition to social media, do you find that social media allows people to say things that they wouldn't normally say?
Of course.
And to someone, to their face or something like that. So
fantasy Facebook and, you know, the Instagram, they got people hyped. They celebrities. You know, they share parts of their lives, like, you know, they're Beyonce and Jay-Z.
I mean, unfortunately, I just think that's the way the world is right now. Yeah. I blame reality shows.
Of course.
I do. I blame reality shows. I think a lot of people that you see going back and forth are arguing with each other on Facebook, and how you get caught up in the disrespect and all that type of stuff. I think, to me, it's what the saying used to be, what is it? Life imitates art? Or is it art imitates life? I think it's more of people allowing their lives to be, they're caught up in what they see visually on
Mm-hmm.
television.
They're trying
And
to
I
do
really
that.
do think they live those lives subconsciously and don't even know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't
Mhm.
even think, I mean, it's almost like we're like sponges and we're absorbing these things and then we
Mhm.
act out in those same behaviors that we're constantly seeing. Or is that really how we are? And it's just being projected.
I think that it's a whole lot of people out here who don't know who they are. And if they see a just an image, a little bit of themselves in someone like on reality TV, because you have some people say, "Oh,
They
because
feel
she
like they
act
can
just like me."
relate.
They feel like they can relate. And I told someone, I said, makeup. I like when women, like to feel pretty. When they go out and they put their makeup on. But now I find that women now are just putting it on every day. They're going to work like they're caked up. Like, what are you hiding? You know what I mean? A lot of times, women that wore makeup back in the day were hiding bruises if they were being beaten, if they were going through some type of pain, in their eyes, you can tell a lot of things. So they would wear makeup, So makeup was used at one point to cover up.
So what's a man's makeup?
A man's makeup,
his money.
A man's
is what he has, his cars, his status.
Men go through and they have insecurities and things like we do, but a lot of times because they're not emotional,
they didn't used to be.
They didn't used to be until they got that little icon drop, feeling emotional. They not even saying it out their mouth, buddy. They just hit that drop down box, feeling emotional. I think I saw that a couple of times on a man's thing, and I said, okay. It's just certain things that I just hear from men that just make me be like, when did men start talking like that? You know what I mean?
The same time women became masculine.
Hello.
Yeah.
Church.
Yeah. I'm serious. I think
feminism.
Somebody in my ear said blame feminism. We just gonna blame feminism for everything. Blaming feminism is blaming a woman. That's how I feel.
It's our fault. Look.
You know what I mean? But you know what? I keep saying I need to do my research and history on feminism because I really want to know who created it. I have a feeling that a woman didn't create it. I think women supported it. And I think women were the poster child for it. But I don't really think, I think the feminism is the makings of a man. I think a man created that.
I think that even if a woman
don't quote me on that because I'm going to do my research on feminism.
Yeah, I think even if a woman did create it, I don't think she did or meant for it to go as far as it did. I think she just probably was fighting for respect. And to have a right to certain things. And I think that, as men do, when we try to step into their roles, they take it all the way. Oh, so you want to be treated like, this is what you want to do. So they go all the way with it. So that's the difference between them and I think it was just probably a respect thing, and it just went too far. Because there's certain jobs that men do that I'm not saying a woman can't do, but I'm definitely saying a woman shouldn't do. You understand? Like construction. I know men can do it. I don't have anything to prove. I don't want to be out there doing
the same thing. I feel the same. Yeah, I feel the same way about military combat.
Yeah,
military, I do for those women that want to go out and shoot up and fight. I don't understand that. No. I don't understand it. I guess I feel blessed to not understand it.
And I don't think I don't. You know why you don't understand it? Because you are in your role, and your role is a woman. When you start wanting to get into that role of understanding and trying to do what men do, that's when you become as one. And a lot of times men are, they're not attracted to that because they love us for our softness, for our little giddy. Like they like all of that. That's cute, but then when you start coming in and you know what I mean?
Not even that, even when we get the screaming and the hollering and pointing fingers and all that type of stuff, I think there's a bit of masculinity in that as well.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking to your man.
Yeah.
Your man.
Oh my God.
Not a man, but your man. And I think there is a big difference. And I know some men are not going to agree with me on this, but I don't think you should treat your man I don't think you should treat men like you treat your man. Like I cuss some random dude out.
Yeah, but I'm not talking like that to my man. No, because I don't want him.
It's a difference.
Exactly. I treat my man like I want him to treat me, and I talk to him with respect and with a tone, you know. And I think men who I talk to, like you said you do, because I do that too.
But you know we wrong though, right?
I know.
You know we wrong for that, and that's the sad thing about it, because we know we
check
wrong.
Us on the radio.
Yeah,
you just gonna check us live on the radio.
We have to. We gotta check ourselves. We do.
We gotta work on that.
We do. Okay. That's why we bond so well. Yes, because there's a lot of things that we have to work on.
Oh yes.
Monica, it has been a pleasure.
I
enjoy you. You know, the first moment I lay eyes on you, I said, that's the lady that I like.
Oh, yes. Oh, girl, you're so mini-me. I
swear you are. You are just somebody that I just absolutely love. Oh. Guys.
It's been real.
It's been really, really, again,
I gotta come back.
We're having a girl moment right now.
Yes.
I want to say thank you guys for just tuning in. Mark will be back next week, and we gotta have you back.
Okay, just let me know. You know, I got
have you back. This is fun.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Sleep tight. Until next time.